Before we start the video, I have something extremely excited to tell you, and it's the fact that I have another episode of Lord of the Rings completed and it's coming out this weekend, and I'm so pumped to show you all of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's my Ironman series where I collect every ring in Old School RuneScape, and it's been AFK for 2 months, but finally I have something good to show you. So this weekend, mark your calendar, it's coming and it's amazing, and I'm just so happy to finally have an episode. That's it. Okay, let's start the video. Boosting in Old School RuneScape. It's been a hot topic for the past few weeks and actually for the past few years, because the integrity of Ironman are at stake here and it's destroying my immersion. Okay, seriously, okay. Let's talk about how you can basically buy any item on Hardcore Ironman accounts in this game if you have enough money. But before we get to that, let's start from 2014, when Ironman mode was released. In the first months, Jagex used to ban or de-iron hundreds of accounts for the most minuscule things that were boosted because they wanted to keep the integrity of the Ironman mode. Case in point, just few months after the game mode was released, Jagex took action against people who were boosting their crafting skills through general stores. Essentially, you could hire multiple people to dump their molten glass to general stores, then buy that molten glass on your Ironman account and get 99 crafting in a week. And the same thing was done with runes, with gems, and with everything else. So people just hired few other players to dump all their gems into the store, then purchase them and get ahead of everyone else. And Jagex was on point back then. They were like a K9 looking for sugar dust, and just a month later, all of the people who abused this got either de-ironed or banned. But nowadays, it seems like you can essentially purchase any boosting service to your Ironman account and all of it is completely legal. There's nothing wrong with that and it's not against the rules of the game. And these are not my words, these are the words from Jagex themselves. Paying for in-game help for a fellow RuneScape player is absolutely fine. And this was a post made few years ago stating about account services. So basically, you can pay me 1 billion GP and in return I can help you complete Romeo and Juliet quest. Now, I'm not saying that's a good deal, but it is allowed under Jagex's game rules. And this goes just beyond your regular fighter torso services or helping your friend complete quest. This has now creeped into literally every single boss or activity in Old School RuneScape, and you can find it out yourself. Just Google boosting services and it just rows and rows of services. We're talking about Grandmaster achievements, we're talking about all 3 raids, Corporeal Beast, Nightmare Zone, God Wars bosses, Nex, minigames like Soul Wars, and so much more. Basically, if there is benefit to gain, there's gonna be boosting service for it. And why I bring all of it up is because in the past few months, it's been a hot topic since the only form of Old School RuneScape boosting that isn't allowed is inside the Bounty Hunter, and that was released 2 months ago. And the reason for that is, well, let me go by their own words. From tomorrow, we're going to begin issuing punishments to players involving in boosting in Bounty Hunter. If we detect that you're buying kills, selling kills, or even participating in boosting chat or clan, you will be banned. This isn't a decision we take lightly, but Old School RuneScape is a community-driven game, and Bounty Hunter has been seriously impacted by the actions of a few bad apples in the past. By the way, just a side note, today, just a few hours ago, I was killing wilderness bosses and they were crowded by bots, aka the same few bad apples that we see right here, and nothing is happening. So I guess, you know, pick and choose. Pick and choose. Okay, back to boosting. So people get upset because you can boost literally anything in Old School RuneScape. Just, you know, think of an activity in your head right now that you want to do. Yes, the answer is yes, you can boost that activity, but you can't boost Bounty Hunter, and players are starting to come out of their case saying, hey, how is this acceptable? People are paying literally billions of GP to get every single purple on their new Ironman account without putting any effort into it. Meanwhile, boosting for cosmetic rewards in Bounty Hunter is bannable offense. One example player that was brought up was Lake, one of the best PVMers and streamers in the game, and he just started his new hardcore Ironman account, and in the last months he has paid billions of GP to get every purple in chambers before actually starting his hardcore Ironman adventure. And in the last month he has paid billions of GP to get every purple in chambers before actually starting his hardcore Ironman. Currently I think he ended around 70k C, and that got him like 50 purple purpose or something ridiculous like that. He is doing all the end bosses himself and is just paying people to boost supplies only. Another content creator, a friend, did the exact same thing. He just started a new hardcore Ironman account and promoted boosting services, who in return offered to get some purpose for his Ironman account. He did nothing in the raid and got the purple at the end of the raid. So if you have enough money, you can do this exact same thing on your account. Of course, a Reddit thread pops up immediately and one comment states that they charge you over 500 million GP for a single run, and they also offer combat achievement boosting, which highly devalues it for the people who do it themselves. And there are comments even stating that some Ironman accounts get a twisted bow on their new account that have like less than 40 range level. So this is just hilarious to me. Now, there's like a fine line here, because essentially you're getting a service and in return you're promoting that service on your YouTube account, which could go under real world trading, but again, it's just a very gray area, and honestly, I'm not smart enough to figure out if this is legal or not. The fact is, most creators have promoted services like that on their YouTube channels, so I assume it's okay since nobody has been punished. I tried to ask one of the JMods if this is like an okay thing to do, promoting these services, but unfortunately I never got a clear answer back. So I asked one of the boosting services, what does it mean that you are a jagex compliant service for boosting, because that is such a broad term that it could literally mean anything. And basically the answer is that everything is between the boundaries of rules that jagex themselves have set up, and you can only offer boosting services for GP and nothing else. So I assume the same principle applies to promoting boosting as well. As long as everything stays inside the game, it's fine. Now, before we continue, I will quickly chime in with my own opinion, even though it's about as useful as a fart in the wind. But the DLDR is that I don't think boosting is bad. I'm never gonna do it myself, but I also get why people use these services. Let me explain. I have an Ironman account, which I am very proud of. I did it all by myself, put hundreds of hours into it, and those hours have given me a decent sized mid-level account. Just because another Ironman account has better items or better stats or better gear or anything better than me does not matter to me at all. I play my account for myself. That's it. I think Old School RuneScape is one of the most solo MMOs out there, and everything I do in this game, I do it for the enjoyment of myself. Some people enjoy getting purples on their newbie Ironman while paying billions of GP. That's fine by me. It doesn't affect me, so I'm not even worried about it. For me, it's about personal goals I set myself in the game and achieving those goals. It has nothing to do with other players. On the other hand, however, I do get the frustration if you put hundreds of hours into getting rare items on your Ironman account and someone can just pay billions of GP, go AFK and get the same exact items. That probably is frustrating, and I also get why a lot of players don't like this kind of thing. My problem, however, is arbitrary rules. I think they should apply to all situations the same way. Either allow boosting everywhere or don't allow it at all. For instance, look at this tweet. I just want to clarify some of the rules of account services. As an Ironman, is it okay to pay in gold to have 3 people help me obtain a site? Similar to how I can pay in gold money to obtain a fighter torso. jagex support responds back saying, "Hi, this can be considered as boosting, so we don't recommend you do this, as you could risk your account getting banned. It applies to any account, Ironman or not." And Ian responds back saying, "So I can't let people help me get a site, but I can let people help me get a fighter torso. I'm confused, what's the difference here?" And this is where we draw the line, right? By the way, just we continue, I also got asked to promote a boosting service for torsos when I started my Ironman account. They promised to get me a torso for the Lord of the Rings account completely 100% AFK free, and I said no, because I actually enjoy barbarian assaults. I know. I don't know what's wrong with me either. I'm a psychopath, I know. So yeah, I kind of noticed that things seems to be actually very gray in this area. Like, we don't recommend doing this, but at the same time we also won't punish you. It's like, bro, these are supposed to be clear rules. Just tell me, is it allowed or is it not allowed? That's it. My small peanut brain can't handle more than 5 words in a single sentence, so tell me yes or tell me no, and I'll be a good boy and abide by those rules. Because right now it seems like even jagex doesn't fully comprehend what is allowed and what isn't. But yeah, that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think of this situation. Should all boosting just be allowed and we just accept that this is old school RuneScape now and everyone is a happy puppy? Or should they just ban anyone who is boosting? Which I think is impossible. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. I love you all very much and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna go boost now.